we need to focus on certain public investment. That's how our state and our country got as great as...
given a $26 billion budget deficit, how is the state, what are you thinking of in terms of the state recommitting itself?
Well, it won't be easy, but the state needs to grapple with it and come up with some answers. For example, we just passed a bill, and that was signed into law this last year, that created a transfer degree. One of the problems with our system of education was that students who went to community college and wanted to transfer to a four-year institution like CSU weren't able to efficiently do it. The standards all over the state were so different that we weren't moving enough people from community college to CSU to get degrees to fill the jobs. We just did a pioneering achievement, the bill authored by Senator Alex Padilla, and that I was happy to support, now has created such a transfer degree to standardize the process, to get more of our students through the 4 years and to get degrees. So what I'm getting at is that the subject of money and investment, we won't be able to ignore it, but some of the improvements that we can do to improve the higher ed system can come from efficiencies, can come from new ways of doing things. Not all of them. But some, and this is an example.
Well, I'm thinking, as good as that might sound, fees are going up. I think there is, what, a 10%, 8 to 10% increase, and it's not now just called fees, it's called, there's another name which means that it's a permanent...
Well, they're saying they're going to use the word tuition
yes.
for the first time instead of
yes.
fees, which
yes.
I think is unfortunate.
Yes.
It's not.
So while you're talking about things that make it easy for students while they're in college, we still have the problem of making it affordable. And given a time where there's high unemployment, where are people supposed to get the money from?
And that's an important question. And I think the legislature and the governor are going to have to grapple with it. Governor-elect Brown has said that he wants to grapple with the subject of this, and they will have, that is something that will have to be done. We have to address this, and we may need to look at new ways of financing the system.
Now, I know you were going to say something. You have a new way?
Well, actually, I wanted to, I think that the caveat to the good employment levels in Santa Clara or in San Mateo County.
Well, they're not good, but they're a little better.
They're a little better, but in East Palo Alto, they're 20%. It's working class community of color. Let's take away the community of color. Let's just say working class communities in this state are suffering. 70% of all students who enter the junior college system do not complete a degree. There's a reason. Because we happen to have a K through 12 system that needs to get retooled.
Yes.
The people who will be taking care of you and me and everybody around this table when we're 75, 80, 85 are gonna be those people who are not graduating. They're gonna be those people.
That's right.
And
Seems
what
like
we
a
need
dismal
to do,
prospect, huh?
And so we cannot turn our backs. I mean, wouldn't it be wonderful if we could have people entering the junior college system and being allowed to use this transfer system to get into the 4-year and not have this attrition rate of 70%. First of all, it is a huge waste of resources to have somebody enter a system, spend 1 or 2 years. Let's create vocational programs. Maybe that's what we should be doing, right? But I think we need to rethink the way we prepare people to go to college. Right.
Well, what you're saying is, and it's true, that one of the problems at the community college level, which we need to grapple with, is the problem of having to train, re-educate.
Yes, absolutely.
The remediation issue in math and in language, and I think there's an effort now to try to deal with it.
It becomes your junior and sophomore and junior year of high school. You basically transfer over to junior college.
Yeah, no, that's the real tricky thing, is that there are so many kids who are unprepared for that system at all and don't stay in.
Right, and you don't get 20% unemployment in East Palo Alto because we're all marvelously educated. I mean, we have our own issues with our educational system in East Palo Alto.
Well, this may seem strange for me to say it, while there might be a very high dropout rate, you said 70% attrition, at least the bright side is that those people who went in at least had some access. They had some learning, so it wasn't all for naught. Wouldn't you think they were better for having been there than not having been there at all? But then I think
would
we have to
spent
relook at.
But should we spend $15,000 to put somebody through 1 year of junior college, when we could have spent $15,000 on that person, that woman or man, to, let's say, do vocational related stuff to related to computers.
Did that
or
person
maybe
have a choice? Did that
well,
person
no,
have
but
a
that's what I'm
choice?
saying. I think we need to figure out what are the other options. I mean, the Germans are wonderful at actually creating these career paths that do not include college, but that, if you are interested in being a techie with your hands, let's move you into something, and it's not tracking, right? But it's, if this is where your interest is, let's figure out how we can get you from high school to after 3 to 4 years into a job.
And let's figure out how to do it without having minority students in those vocational tracks.
Sure.
By making, by not
Right.
giving them the opportunity.
Let's not
to
track them.
Exactly.
And
Now,
we-
in terms of higher education, did you look at that issue?
Yes, we did.